The pre-snap communications with Drake Maye to his offensive line and receivers from Josh McDaniels seemed fluid. Making mistakes in certain plays that Drake Maye knew he had. Everything was fluid. He was challenging Christian Gonzalez and Carlton Davis on the outside. It wasn't a lot of down-the-field stuff, and that's where it's an extension of spring training. OTAs, not baseball, it's football. But that's when it's an extension of all of that, because Drake Maye knows it's a little bit at a time. There's pads not on yet. You're building chemistry. You're building knowledge. So it was a lot of like check down Charlie from a guy with a massive arm like Drake Maye. And some people out there will overreact to it. He did throw an interception. He should have had another, but Jabril Peppers dropped it. But just like his 4-interception day was a day when you want to make errors, this is a day where you just want to ease yourself in and get back to being with the guys. The completion he had to Kyle Williams was phenomenal, especially because it was challenging Christian Gonzalez. It was a good contested catch. And you know what Drake Maye said right after that? He said, I told Kyle to sell it a little more on the go route. So that is a second-year quarterback challenging his rookie wide receiver, going against a third-year all-pro caliber cornerback, and that wide receiver grasping what the QB is saying to him. That's Drake Maye leading, that's Kyle Williams learning, and that's Christian Gonzalez with no pads on, getting beat by a rookie, which will happen. But it's a steps forward of smart football, and when I point out Drake Maye, Kyle Williams, Christian Gonzalez, those are pillar positions, Kasey, and that's what makes it important. Mike Vrabel has everyone locked in. He understands the leadership. You mentioned, and him talking about that dinner with the doctors, he wants to have his hands on everything, and he wants to be involved with everything, but also have the players locked in with it all, because he knows the trainers and the doctors, the cardiologists and neurologists, all of that, they're so important, and they're just as important in the success of the team as the coaches are, because it's setting the players up for success. Look, I was here in 2021 when Mac Jones was a rookie. I was here in 2022 with the Patricia and Joe Judge experiment. 2023, when it was Bill O'Brien and Belichick's final season. Here last year when it was Gerard Mayo putting his foot in his mouth. It's just, again, it sounds and it feels like a serious football operation, but it's day one of training camp. Let's see 3-4 weeks. Let's see 3-4 weeks into the regular season. But you know what you get with Mike Vrabel is everyone locked in. He talks about leadership. He talks about Drake Maye. He talks about the guys in attendance like Milton Williams, where he loves everything about him. Again, Kasey, it feels like a serious football operation. No pads on yet. This is step one, up the ladder to what the final would be, of course, and it sounds good so far, and everything looks good so far.
Yes, well, you say serious football operation. We also call it a breath of fresh air, and it feels like the wheels on this can actually move forward in the most important manner, in a successful manner, more importantly. Something else that you said that I'd like to touch on before we pivot to the next sound we have here is you said the communication was fluid. I think a lot of that has to do with you and I talking on Boston's End of the Chat of Drake Maye rallying the guys, getting them down to North Carolina. Hunter Henry spoke on the fact that he put together all of it. Vrabel said 95% of him was making sure they had a place to stay and a way to get situated, and that was a big crown of leadership for a sophomore quarterback to make sure that he's going to go into the season as successful as possible. Let's hear from Drake Maye after practice today of day one of training camp.
I think some coming out here, we're kind of the stuff that we kind of major in the spring, stuff that we know. Still some stuff to clean up, I think. Pre-snap, communication, cadence, trying to kind of use that to our advantage. But I thought we made some plays down the field. I thought the guys up front fought. It's hard to block without pads, but I thought they did a good job. And I think just come out here each every day and just try to build on it.
The crowd really session in Charlotte. How did that come to be? And
yeah,
how important was that for you to establish yourself?
No, I think it's something that. You miss those guys for a month, and you just want to get back, get a refresher for them, whether it's route-wise, play-wise. I think the most important thing is just bonding together. I think getting the guys together, going out to eat, having some fun, getting some work in, and I think I was glad that those guys, came out and showed up.
The crowd really reacted to your first completion and stuff. What was that like?
Yeah, it's good to have him out there. I mean, he's a good player. He made a lot of plays in this league. Thanks to the fans out here for showing up. I wish I could sign everybody. I think that's what makes the league go. These fans, coming out here on a whatever day it is, Wednesday. We're in camp now. Who knows the days? But coming out here and supporting us and being here for us in the hot and the heat, and I think that's what makes it go. So it's fun to be out here and make some plays.
Did it catch you by surprise? All of a sudden, you throw this little pass, and all of a sudden they react?
Nah, it's one of those things you figure. Just like the first catch in the game, I'm sure a home game, we get a big roar. I think that's what you want. You want guys that the fans like, that they want, and I think there's a lot of roars for a lot of different players around here.
Drake, there's so much talk about you taking that jump in leadership in year 2. How much is that mic in your ear encouraging it versus just kind of letting you naturally get?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. I think he does a great job of kind of giving me, kind of points where I can improve or points where, hey, maybe do this. I think he's also trying to let me go and kind of see where I'm at. And I think it's kind of a challenge for me to kind of lead this football team and lead this offense.
Drake, your second training camp, how much more confident are you than your first?
Yeah, it's a lot different. I kind of come in here, know what to expect. That's what I was telling the rookies earlier. It's going to be a kind of whirlwind. You're kind of scrambling from period to period, and next thing you know, you're up against the defense and some full-speed plays. So I think just take your time, enjoy it. Take the time to watch the film, and I think more than that, just have fun. The plays, just don't overthink it, and I think just play instinctive.
Drake, speaking of learning the offense, how close do you feel you are to kind of mastering the system that you've been?
Yeah, it takes a while, I think, to master something at the level that some of the guys played at. So I think I got a long way to go, but I think I like where I'm at. I got some more stuff to improve on. I think it all comes with facing defenses. I think you can master it. Hey, what are these guys going to do on the route? I think there's a different kind of level when you're facing different. Hey, versus this coverage, what are you going to do? And I think there's a different level to it that I think that we're kind of need to tap into.
How comfortable are you with the base stuff?
Yeah, the base stuff. I feel good. I think. I think it's more of a judge of how I play today. So I think we moved the ball well. I threw one ball which I had back, but they play a good coverage for what we had. So I think it's just one of those things where you learn from it and try not to let those defensive guys get me.
Drake, what's your level of excitement?
Yeah, Kyle. He's backside one-on-one with Gonzo. He made a big-time catch. Strong hands. I told him to maybe sell a little more. Just try to give him a go route feel. But I think he's coming along. He's looking good. I told Gonzo the other day I'm gonna come at Gonzo. I'm not gonna backside. I'm not gonna leave him out here bored at practice. So good for a rookie to make a play like that, and I think he's just gonna get better and better.
Drake, what's your level of excitement coming in here too now and Vrabel and the Devon?
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I think coming out here and kind of a reset. Everybody feels good coming into camp. I think it's kind of you get a tester, you get a feel when you come with these practices and these joint practices. You get a real feel where you're at. So I'm excited for where this team's going. I think we got some more work to do. Get in shape. Kind of small details offensively, but I like we're kind of day one where we're at, and I think we got some more work to do.
What about working with Stephon Diggs? Is that exciting for you?
Yeah, anytime. An All-Pro and a player like that. He made some plays out here today. It's awesome being able to throw to a guy like that, and even when you feel like he's not open, he's gonna go make a play for you. And kind of tight coverage, he's strong receiver, gonna make plays. And I think it's we got a bunch of those guys in the room that are kind of earn their role and find their role.
Do you have some trust already sort of established with Diggs just based on what he's done in his career?
Yeah.
Or is there still a long way to go there?
I think there's certain players that have trust right when they come in. Garrett Bradbury and Big Mo up front. Guys like that have been in this league. Played a bunch of starts. Mac Hollins, Hunter Henry. Those guys. You trust. Like trust is basically it's me kind of earning my trust for them. Is really. Oh, sorry. Sorry. It's me really kind of earning their trust and me making them feel like. Yeah, they can trust that guy back there. I think those guys already have it built in with what they've done in this league. So.
In your second year, how much will it help you knowing what joint practices are about?
Yeah.
What the preseason games about to help you get what you.
Yeah, I think it's a huge help. That's what the biggest thing is. They say your rookie year is just one like. After your rookie year, you're just like all the rest of the guys, veteran-wise. So that rookie year is different. You don't really know what to expect. You're coming out here, and I remember the Eagles came out here, and I was in a drill, and a Mike blitz came, and I was under center, and he basically was unblocked. So little things like that you kind of learn as a rookie that things don't happen like that. And I think coming into year 2, hopefully, will be a kind of bigger stride for me. Kind of take the next level to playing kind of chess match with the defense, and then we got some good teams coming here that we're playing in joint practice. And we're going, we're coming here against Washington, and we're going up to Minnesota. 2 good defenses and 2 playoff teams. So.
You said you were. How much of a leadership role do you see yourself taking this year in year 2? Are you comfortable stepping up and being more of a leader, not just with the offense, but with the team as a whole?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm trying to be. I think that's something you got to earn. I think it's something I come in there every day. Work hard, play good in practice. I think that's a big part. Take practice seriously. I think the practice translates to the games. It's hard to get, this simulation. It's not basketball. You can't go get shots, open 3-pointers. There's nothing like being in the mix of it with a lot of bullets going. So, try to earn, earn my stripes in practice, and then from there, just try to go on and hopefully win some games, and I think that'll help.
Drake, you're always working.
A couple final questions, guys.
You're always working on stuff. What's new in your toolbox this year? What do you say?
Working on stuff. Yeah, I think. just kind of remaining a passer longer when I scramble. I think that's big. Kind of getting outside the pocket, remaining a passer longer, hoping some big plays, scramble plays, and just making the defense. I feel like I had good times last year where had some guys deep that I may have missed them or took off running instead. So just try to remain a passer and just keep trying to work on footwork. I think that's the big thing. New offense, new play actions, new concepts. Just try to time it up and get a good groove. So.
Drake, you said you were excited about the prospects of this team going forward. What excites you most? Is there something specific that you can point to and say, this is going to be good?
What excites me most? I like that question. I think you got guys around here that are tired of losing around here, and the guys that want to win. I think that's what excites me most. We guys want to win around here. I think the past 2 or 3 years around here, and the past year for me, I can only speak for myself, but I think there's guys around here that are tired of losing and want to win. So.
You got guys that are tired of losing, but the biggest takeaway I had there was the fact that he still wants to grow as a leader, but you're seeing so many great leadership qualities. You can already see him break down a number of things, small details, playing instinctively. I thought that was tremendous, encouraging a rookie to kind of go toe-to-toe with one of the best guys in that backfield there. So a lot of great stuff from Drake Maye.